Good morning. This is Dr. Anshu Sharma from Government College Chaksu, and today I shall be beginning with a brief introduction of the sonnet. I have already talked about the Elizabethan poetry and also introduced you to Shakespeare's sonnet that I will be beginning with. But today, let me just briefly talk about the sonnet as a form. Just a few things. There's a brief history I have given, shared with you, and it is there on the screen. Um, जैसा कि मैंने पहले भी आप लोगों को बताया था कि दो तरह की पोइट्री एलिज़ाबेथ के रेन में प्रीडोमिनेंट थ्री थी. एक थी कोटली पोइट्री और दूसरी थी द पेस्ट्रल ट्रेडिशन. आई मीन कोटली पोइट्री मैंने आपको बताया था वेयर जो थीम था दैट वाज अबाउट द किंग्स, द क्वींस, ऑल द नोबिलिटी. वेर एज पेस्ट्रल में जो किरदार थे यूजुअली फोकस जो था वो था शेपर्ड्स पे, शेपर्डेसेस पे, नेचर पर, और बेसिकली इट वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट द कॉमन मैन. Now, when we move on to doing the sonnets, again, I had told you there are predominantly two kinds of sonnets that exist, and the one that we are going to concentrate upon is the Elizabethan sonnet, the English sonnet, or the Shakespearean sonnet, as we call it. Because Shakespeare, he wrote long sequences of sonnets, some of which are believed to be addressed to a young man, and some of them are believed to be addressed to a young lady. So, as you can see on your screens, there were, it was basically earlier, it was the sonnet was written in the original is the Italian Petrarchan sonnet. And slowly it was Sir Thomas Wyatt and Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey, who started using this sonnet form. And later on, the English poets also, they started using this form, and they were basically the major poets were John Milton, Thomas Gay, William Wordsworth, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, so and Edmund Spenser, and of course Shakespeare, who fully confirmed द डोमेस्टिकेशन ऑफ द इटालियन सोनेट, जिसको कहते हैं उन्होंने उसको एक जो फॉरेन फॉर्म थी उसको अपना बना लिया. द इटालियन इन द इटालियन द वर्ड सोनेट, इट मीन्स अ लिटिल सॉन्ग. दैट इज़, इट इज़ अ स्मॉल लिरिकल पोएम ऑफ 14 लाइन्स. केवल 14 लाइन की होती हैं ये पोएम. और एक बेसिक जो फ़र्क है इटालियन और सोनेट में और इंग्लिश सोनेट में वो ये है कि इटालियन सोनेट जो है उसका जो राइम स्कीम होता है वो होता है ए बी बी ए सी डी ई सी डी ई. ठीक है. अब राइम स्कीम का मैंने इंट्रोडक्शन में भी आपको पहले भी बता दिया था, प्लस जब शेक्सपियर का इंट्रोडक्शन दिया था तब भी मैंने आपको राइम स्कीम बताया था कि व्हाट इट इज़, हाउ द वर्ड्स जो एंड राइम होती है लाइन की, क्वाट्रेन की या कपलेट की, वो वर्ड्स जो हैं वो राइम करते हैं. तो जो एक पैटर्न फॉलो होता है, और आप देख सकते हैं कि जो शेक्सपियरन जो सोनेट्स हैं उसमें जो राइम स्कीम होती है वो थोड़ी सी अलग होती है. उसमें अंतर होता है ए बी सी डी ई एफ और जी जी. ठीक है. सो दिस इज़ द बेसिक डिफरेंस, बिकॉज सोनेट इज़ ऑलवेज जो इसके 14 लाइन्स का ये जो स्मॉल पोएम है, इट इज़ बेसिकली डिवाइडेड इनटू टू पार्ट्स. वन इज़ द ऑक्टेव एंड द अदर इज़ द सेस्टेड. ऑक्टेव जो वर्ड है वो दैट मीन्स 8 लाइन्स. ओके. सो द फर्स्ट 8 लाइन्स they have a quatrain of 4 lines each, and the next part जो है that is of 6 lines, and that is made up of 3 lines each. Okay. So 8 plus 6 is equal to 14. On the other hand, the Shakespeare's sonnets is divided into 4 parts, and the first 3 quatrains, that is, it's divided into 4 4 4. You'll have the quartet There are three quartets in all, and the last two lines are rhyming. I mean, they are separate. That's a couplet. Okay, so this is the basic difference between the Italian sonnet and the English sonnet. And in the English version, the first three stanzas जो मैंने आपको बताया, A B C D E F जो राइम इसमें एंड होता है, ये जो पार्ट्स हैं, ये थ्री जो क्वाट्रेन्स हैं, इनके अंदर जो पूरा थीम है वो बिल्डअप होता है. एंड इट डेवलप्स, पूरी जो एक आइडिया है दैट गेट्स डेवलप्ड इन दीज लाइन्स till it reaches a proper conclusion. Okay, and the last, that is, you can say the last part, that is a couplet, that is you can say a kind of a comment. It is epigrammatic, it's an epigram, it's a concluding comment, and that is usually, it contains a very elaborate, or you can say a very beautiful comment upon the whole idea which has been talked about in the poem. Like, the idea is built up in the first three quatrains, the idea is built up, it reaches a logical conclusion, but it is the last two lines, it is the couplet that carries the the gem, that the words used or the idea that is conveyed in the last two lines is really magnificent. So this is what is special about Shakespeare's sonnet. And in the sonnet sequence, Shakespeare's originality can be seen at several levels. There are, as I have just mentioned, there are some that have been addressed to the young man, and they are unique in the sense that the subjects like love and beauty are being talked of in the context of mortality and immortality. Mortality, immortality, that is referring to life and death. Okay, of transience and impermanence. Transience, what is transience? Something that is impermanent, something that is fleeting, जो कि अभी है और अब नहीं, पल में है और कुछ पलों बाद नहीं है. It's like for example, even our lives are not permanent. We are not permanently going to reside on this earth. We are going to die. Okay, our lives are going to come to an end. So this transience and permanence is what Shakespeare talks about. Permanence is something that remains permanent forever. As far as human life is concerned, as far as any kind of life is concerned on this planet, it is not permanent. बिकॉज जिसका बर्थ हुआ है उसका डेथ भी होगा, ये शाश्वत सत्य है, ये हम सबको मालूम है. ठीक है, बट उसी दायरे में रहते हुए कैसे किसी चीज़ को परमानेंट कर दिया जाए, ठीक है, वो एक आइडिया है, वो एक कॉन्सेप्ट है जिसको शेक्सपियर अपने पोएम्स में एक्सप्लोर करते हैं. देन द लव्ड वन इन दिस सीक्वेंस इज a male figure, and this love expresses the concern for him, his marriage, his family, his children. And on the other hand, there are some there is another group of sonnets which are addressed to a lady, and unlike other love poems, the lady whom Shakespeare is talking about, or whom Shakespeare is telling us about, is not a fair lady, but she is a dark one. So there is a reverse in the concept of a lady love who is supposed to be fair, but here in case of Shakespeare it's not a fair lady whom he is talking about, but rather a dark one. So there is a kind of inversion in the traditional theme. There is a kind of inversion. So these are basically the two concepts, the two ideas that Shakespeare explores in his poems. And what is to be noted is that because sonnet is just a very short poem of 14 lines, therefore it is a kind of a challenge to most of the poets of all generations. मतलब इसको challenge क्यों कहेंगे, क्योंकि कई पोएट्स हैं जो बहुत लंबी लंबी काव्य लिखते हैं, और वो उनके पास बहुत स्पेस, उनके पास बहुत ऑप्शन होता है अपने आइडिया को एक्सप्लोर करने के लिए, उसको एक्सपैंड करने के लिए, जो भी वो कहना चाहते हैं उसको बहुत अच्छे से आराम से वो कह सकते हैं. किंतु यहाँ पे परेशानी क्या है कि केवल मात्र 14 लाइनों के अंदर आप जो कहना चाह रहे हैं उसको संक्षिप्त होते हुए भी उसमें वज़न पूरा होना चाहिए. ठीक है, तो ये एक चैलेंज है पोइट्स के लिए. और सारे जितने भी पोइट्स हुए हैं इन ऑल द जनरेशन्स दैट वी हैव poets, it becomes it is a challenge. And interestingly, Shakespeare has mastered that challenge, because it is a test of a writer's ability to mold language, ओके, टू उसको शेप देना, लैंग्वेज को शेप देना, कि जितने भी उनके ख्याल हैं, जितने भी उनके थॉट्स हैं, वो एक लिमिटेड शब्दों के अंदर, वो लिमिटेड लाइंस के अंदर उनका डेफिनेशन आपको मिल जाए. एंड सक्सेसिव जनरेशन्स ऑफ राइटर्स हैव written sonnets. New subjects, new areas have been explored, and so much more has been added on to the conventional idea of love. मतलब सिर्फ लव, एक जो लव बिटवीन अ लवर एंड अ बिलवड है, उसके बहुत आगे निकल चुके हैं पोइट्स. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आप देखेंगे कि आगे अपन पढ़ेंगे, मिल्टन की पोएम्स भी हैं, उन्होंने भी सॉनेट्स लिखे हैं. और जॉन मिल्टन जो है, उन्होंने ब्लाइंडनेस को, मतलब वो एक बहुत पर्सनल सब्जेक्ट है, ही हैड बिकम ब्लाइंड एट अ वेरी यंग एज, so he talked about that in his sonnet. Then there are ideas like the war, there is nature, there is reflection on philosophy, and then there is there are many poems that are targeting literature and beauty, and these were only some of the subjects. And but at the same time, the sonnet writers were not limited only to these subjects, but there were many themes that were explored, and the poets did not just remain limited to the romantic poetry. It was not like, for example, in case of Shakespeare, आप उसमें ही देख लीजिए कि आधे सॉनेट्स जो हैं उनके अपने फ्रेंड को एड्रेस्ड हैं, और बाकी सॉनेट्स जो हैं वो लेडी लव को एड्रेस्ड हैं. सो इट्स नॉट कि जो उन्होंने 150 या 154 सॉनेट्स जो लिखे थे, वो सारे के सारे अपनी प्रियसी को लिखे थे या अपनी बिलवड को लिखे थे. ही इज़ मेजर नंबर ऑफ sonnets are addressed to his friend, and there he is talking about some things, very philosophical things he is talking about. He is talking about, as I had mentioned, about transience, about life on this earth, and about how you can make things permanent despite the fact that nothing is permanent on this planet, nothing is permanent on this earth. And he has kind of taken it as a challenge, and he has gone beyond it, and he has, through his poems, he has made his friend, he has made his beloved, he has made them immortal. And he wrote them so many years ago, and you can see that we are still reading those poems. So many generations have come before us, so many generations are going to come after us, and yet Shakespeare is something or somebody who's still living on. And through his words, through his poems, through his sonnets, even his friend and his lady love are still alive. Physically they are not alive, please understand this, okay, that physically they are no longer alive, and yet Shakespeare has found a way to defeat this reality. He has found a way to defeat this truth, and he has made his beloved and he has made his friend permanent through his poems. Okay, so Shakespeare has written these poems in a set format, as I have mentioned, of 3 quatrains and finally a couplet. And in his sonnets, the conclusion usually comes in a very dramatic couple of lines, and he summarizes the whole theme of the poem, and he gives a very new look to the whole idea, the traditional ideas, a new way of looking, or you can say a new way of interpreting a set way of thinking is what Shakespeare does through his sonnets. And the form that is used, it's usually the iambic pentameter, which has been used in his sonnets. Rather, most of the Petrarchan and the English sonnets make use of the iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter I have already explained in my earlier lectures. Please go through the videos. I will not be repeating myself here. So this is a brief introduction of the sonnet, how it came from one country, it got transported and it got changed, and a few certain things were added to it. Shakespeare made it its own, his own, and therefore not only Shakespeare, I would not say only, but Shakespeare has written, I think the number of sonnets that he has written is a lot. like more than 150 sonnets. So therefore it's called the Shakespearean sonnet, though Spenser has written sonnets, Milton has written sonnets, Browning has written sonnets. So it's not something only limited to Shakespeare. But yes, there's no denying the fact that Shakespeare has done a lot. He has contributed a lot to this form, hence the special name. Okay, so with this brief discussion on of the sonnet, with this background, because you'll be needing this background for attempting any kind of questions, or even for your basic understanding, this background for about sonnets was necessary. So I've shared this with you. Please take note of it, and in the next lecture I'll be doing the uh, poem which I had shared with you earlier. I think I had read through the poem, and I had also told you about the rhyme scheme that existed. So I shall be doing that in the next lecture. Till then, please stay safe. Happy weekend. See you on Monday. Bye bye.